Here's what onboarding looks like in most small trades businesses. A new hire shows up Monday. Someone hands them some paperwork. They get introduced to a few people. They get put on a truck with the crew. And then they learn the job by watching and figuring it out. No training plan, no defined milestones, no documented progression from supervised work to independent work. Just show up and keep up. And then 3 months later, the owner is frustrated because the new hire is still making mistakes, still asking questions they should know the answer to, and still producing inconsistent work. That's not a people problem, though. That's an onboarding problem. And today we're going to build a better version of it, one that works the same way every single time someone new comes in. Most small operations spend more time finding the right hire than they do preparing for what happens after the hire shows up. But the quality of your onboarding determines whether a good hire becomes a productive team member or a frustrating situation that ends in turnover after 90 days. A strong hire with bad onboarding underperforms. A decent hire with a clear onboarding process often surprises you, because most of what looks like a talent problem is actually an information and structure problem. The new hire doesn't know what good looks like. They don't know what they're allowed to decide. They don't know who to go to when something comes up. Onboarding answers all of those questions before they become problems. The first milestone happens before the new hire ever sets foot on a job site. Day one starts in the office, not with paperwork, with context. The new hire needs to understand what the company does, how it operates, who does what, and what the standards are before any of the field work makes sense. Start by walking them through the work standard. Show them the document, explain what it covers, why it exists, and that it is the baseline for every job. It's not a suggestion, it's the standard. Next, show them the job document system. Walk them through Google Drive. Show them where job folders live, how to find the job document for any active job, and where photos and notes go. This is how they'll get information in the field. They need to know how to use it before they need it. Next, introduce the decision framework. From video 14, what they can decide on their own, what they flag and report, and what they escalate before acting. This sets expectations before a situation arises that tests them. And then cover the administrative basics. Time tracking, how to report hours per job, who to contact for what the communication norms are. Not a lecture, a walkthrough with a document they keep. Milestone 1 is complete when the new hire can navigate the job document system, describe the work standard in their own words, and explain the decision framework without prompting. Okay, the second milestone is the supervised field phase. The new hire is working alongside an experienced crew member or crew lead who is actively teaching, not just doing the job while the new hire watches. The difference matters. Watching someone work teaches you what they do. Being taught while working teaches you why they do it and how to make the decision yourself next time. The teaching crew member should narrate decisions. We're doing it this way because the standard says X and the site condition is Y. If the site condition were different, here's what we do instead. That kind of narration builds judgment, not just execution. The new hire should complete a job checklist on every job, not as a formality, but as a learning tool. The act of checking off each step reinforces the standard and builds the habit before they're doing it on their own. End each day with a brief debrief. 3 questions. What went well? What was unclear? What would you do differently? 5 minutes. Consistent. This closes the feedback loop and shows the new hire that their development is being actively managed. Milestone 2 is complete when the new hire can execute a standard job type from start to finish, following the checklist with the crew lead present, but not directing every step. third milestone is the first time the new hire runs a job without direct supervision. Start with the simplest job types in your operation. The ones with the fewest variables, the clearest scope, and the lowest risk of something going sideways. The goal is a successful, independent execution that builds confidence and confirms readiness. The job document should be complete before they arrive. The materials confirmed, scope clear, customer informed of the crew. No variables they have to figure out on the fly that shouldn't be variables. They check in at start and completion. A quick message when they arrive and when the job is done. Not a check on them. A communication norm that keeps the office informed and creates a habit of reporting that will matter in every stage after this. And then reviewing the job against the work standard afterward. Photos from the completed job folder get reviewed. Was the work done to standard? Were the photos taken? Was the checklist completed? This is not punitive. It's quality management applied consistently. Milestone 3 is complete when the new hire has run 3 to 5 simple jobs independently with consistent quality and no significant callbacks. Fourth milestone is full field autonomy. The crew member can handle any standard job type in your operation, can interact with customers professionally, and can make field level decisions within the decision framework without requiring input. Getting here isn't a function of time on the job. It's a function of hitting the previous milestones. Some people get here in 6 weeks, some take 4 months. The milestone defines readiness, not the calendar. The criteria for this milestone should be written down and reviewed with the new hire. They should know exactly what full autonomy looks like and what they need to demonstrate to earn it. That transparency turns the milestone into a motivator instead of an arbitrary gate. Then document when each milestone is reached. Date, notes on what was observed, who signed off. This creates a record of development that protects you if a performance issue arises later and gives you data on how long your onboarding process actually takes versus how long you thought it would. Full autonomy is not the end of development. It's the beginning of the next conversation. What does growth look like from here? Is it crew lead? Is there a specialist position? Expanded scope? Keep the door open. The milestone-based onboarding process doesn't just develop new hires faster. It protects your quality standard, reduces callbacks, builds confidence in your crew, and creates a repeatable system that works every time someone new comes in. Think about what we've built across this channel. A work standard, a job document, a scheduling system, a job costing process, a hiring framework, a decision structure, and now onboarding progression that connects all of it. That's a foundation, albeit not a perfect one, and you'll refine it, but a real one, and one that lets the operation grow without depending entirely on any one person, including you. And that's what this channel has always been about. Subscribe and keep building if you want. See you next week.